Hey you buddies, Mr. Puggy here, coming at you another Wonderlands video. Today I want to show you this crazy interaction that allows you to essentially get infinite damage if you're lucky enough. So this combo essentially allows you to use, I'm not sure how you say this, Contagion, I think that's how you say it, to allow you to get infinite damage, because in theory you can infinite dip this skill, which sounds really crazy. But of course, before anything, I do want to give full credit to Stone Swan. Stone Swan is an amazing member of the Wonderlands community as well as the Borderlands community, and he has this Discord where it's dedicated to testing. He's one of the theory crafters and stuff, and he has this huge sheet of how this skill works and how you can make it infinitely dip or whatever to allow you to get infinite damage. I do want to make it 100% clear. He figured this out, not me. He figured it out. Make sure to give him love in the comments, and I have a description to his Twitch if you want to see him stream, because he does a lot of fun testing on his streams as well, and click on the top right for that. But of course, before we get into the meat and potatoes of how this works, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and follow me on Twitch on top right, and let's get into the video.
Legendary? Whoa! No way, dude!
So to give you the gist on essentially how Contagion works is that, as you can see on the skill, whenever the Fate Maker applies status effects, there's a chance to spread a nearby enemy. If no enemies are nearby, apply a different random status effect to the initial target instead. So because of the fact that the new status effect damage is 50% of the original status effect damage, that means you're going to see a significant decrease in the amount of damage you deal with the dot. So let me see if I can't get that real quick. So if I were to hit some of these targets, they should, in theory, get a different status effect besides cryo. So right there we have shock and black magic, or I should say dark magic, right on one target. So right there we had a double dip. So what you want to essentially do is to make this 50% reduction in status effect damage to allow you to deal more damage than you originally dealt with the first status effect. Now the way you do that is that you need more than 100% status effect damage on your build. There's multiple ways to get status effect damage on your character. Of course, with potent poisons, you have 20 right there. With wisdom, you can get 60 depending on the character background you chose. I actually have 37, but for some reason it's glitched and saying I have 40. That's not correct. I don't have 60% status effect damage. I have 54%. Not really sure why that's glitched at the current moment, but I'm sure if I reloaded properly show, because you see right there it says -3. And of course you can get wisdom in your myth ranks by going over to right here, so get max out of there. And of course the only other status effect damage besides enchantments, because there's 2 enchantments that give you more status effect damage, is your amulet. Now status effect damage can double roll on amulet, so you could in theory get more than I have here, but that's pretty much the gist of it. So you want to have a total of more than 100%, because the 50% reduction of Contagion is going to make the new status effect in theory worse than your original status effect. If you have more than 100% status effect damage in Contagion damage formula, because the only bonuses are going to apply to Contagion is going to be status effect damage. Global bonuses don't work, elemental bonuses don't work. I'm pretty sure every single bonus doesn't work except for status effect damage. So you need to make sure you have more than 100%, because when it reapplies the dot, it's going to apply a more powerful dot. Say you apply a dot that is dealing 100 damage every tick, and then Contagion works and applies a new dot. That new dot will in theory be higher, say it's like 110. And the reason why this interaction is so insane is because Contagion procs on top of each other, as Stone Swan has discovered. Because of this, you can in theory get Contagion to proc as many times as possible to in theory get infinite damage, which is crazy. Because of this, you want to have as much Contagion as possible in your armor piece as well as in your skill tree. So you can have 3 out of 3 baseline, which gives you 24% spread chance. You can get an armor that's Graveborn primary and Stabbomancer secondary that gives you 3 Contagion as well. So I have a 48% chance, basically around 50% chance. So basically what you're doing is you're applying the status effect dot, and then you're going to be flipping a coin like 1,000 times. Hope to God you get really good luck. As you see here, I have very bare minimum armor pieces on, and I'm going to be showing you some clips of me using different things to allow myself to deal lots and lots of damage. I'm going to be showing 4 different clips. One should be with a launcher. I'm just going to hit him once, fail to do have the Contagion proc, and then I'm going to hit it again, and then you just see him absolutely melt. I believe one tick was around 1 million, which is crazy, and the other ticks don't appear to be showing. It's possible that they're glitched and not showing on the screen. But then I have here me meleeing really quick, And the reason why I'm meleeing really quick, because Stabbomancer has a perk on his tree, is if you hit with a melee and it crits, it applies a status effect, thus allowing you to get this effect to proc as many times as possible. Basically, you're praying to the RNGesus to get as many contagious procs as possible. As you see here, these are really quick clips of me just killing people, and I'm using the bare minimum setup. As you see here, I should be showing the pieces I'm using on the screen right now. I'm using just a regular purple amulet, a random sigil spell, a random smart armor, just a random goblin pickaxe. Of course, you can make this stronger than I currently have it if you have optimal setup. Since I'm using literally the bare minimum, you of course can get better gear than I'm using, and in theory kill quicker than I was killing. The reason why I was using the bare minimum is because I wanted to show you that this interaction works basically with anything, and this allows you to infinitely scale your damage to essentially kill anything if you get lucky enough. Of course, with a proper setup, you're going to be killing quicker than I am, but this really was mainly for demonstration purposes. And earlier I mentioned a skill that allows you to apply a random status effect on melee critical hits. This is the skill in question right here. So personally, what I did, besides the launcher kill, is use a really fast meleeing weak weapon just to show the potential of this, and just melee a bunch until he just died by getting really, really lucky. I believe at the current moment, you can have up to 80% status effect damage on your amulet if it's primordial and it double rolls status effect damage. So of course you could in theory just get one of those and then use potent potions and never have to worry about wisdom. I did want to show this combination off without using any god rolls or anything like that, and I think this trick is really, really phenomenal. I think it's so fun to mess around with. I'm probably going to mess around with it on stream on Wednesday just because of how fun this is. You could be any class, multi-class into Stabbomancer, and then just use Contagion cheese to allow you to deal infinite damage, which is so dumb. With the right setup, it's so dumb. And I'm probably not explaining 100% properly, but that's the reason why we have Stone Swan's explanation on the Discord if you guys want to check it out in the comments description as well. But I'll try to explain it just a little bit further, just in case you're a little bit confused, because I know the interaction is a bit bizarre. The reason why it allows you to infinitely scale, besides what I said with the double dipping, triple dipping, infinite dipping stuff, is if you apply a status effect that was stronger than the status effect before, you get the status effect reapplied, and then it goes onto the character again. So in theory, if you apply a poison dot and then Contagion applies like a dark magic dot and then a poison dot again, it's going to get rid of the original poison dot. Since the game actively replaces the weaker dots on the enemies with stronger dots, thus is allowed to infinitely proc over and over and over again with the right status effect damage setup, aka 101% and higher. I hope that explained it a little bit better than I did originally. Once again, if you want a great explanation, he has like maybe like 5 huge paragraphs on his Discord. Please check it out in the comments description, because Stone Swan is crazy at math. This is an insane test. It's really, really crazy that he figured this out. And as always, a big shout out to the members who make these videos possible. We got Jace Noodles, Clairvoyance, Rick Iglesias, Dosh Dig, 31 Bar 70, Grey Wolf, and Wishkeeper. These are the people who support me as little as $5 a month, and you can also support me as little as $5 a month by clicking the link in the comments description or in the top right to become a member. The more members we have, the closer I get to becoming full-time, which means more videos for you guys. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I hope you all have a great day. Bye-bye.
And the last shall be first to immerse in a pass out heat, facing him out with a moxie melt till he woke up drowning in tchotchke hell. War in a cave with a torch on a wall, then a window arrangement of porcelain dolls.